Hey guys, it's Jeremy again. I am back to do something awesome, and I'm back to do a book review. I haven't done one of these in like 2 months, and I'm so happy I was able to read some books. And when I say books, I mean awesome. I finished 2 books this week, and I'm excited to talk about both of them because they are both dystopian novels. There will be this one and one right afterwards. One I was somewhat disappointed in, and the other one I downright almost hated. Sorry, it does happen on occasion. I'm normally very open-minded when it comes to reading. I normally love almost everything that I read, but sometimes that's just not the case. But this first book I've had for literally almost 2 years, if not a little longer than that, and I'm really excited to talk about it today. And that is Possession by Elana Johnson. This is the first book in the Possession trilogy. Once again, another YA dystopian trilogy. And this is the cover, and the spine, and the back. And before I read the back, I want to give you a little quick update. We are in a little bit of a new background. Sometimes I'll be able to use this background, other times I won't be able to. But I wanted something a little fresher after being gone for a few weeks. Every time I do a video, I do want to do a little update before I really get into my review. I did get some more books. Sorry, I know I said I was not going to, but I won't be buying very many before the end of the year. I'm really going to buckle down, seriously, especially with the holidays coming up pretty in the next couple months. And I will have an update at the end of my second book review for you guys. But why I bought more books? My father came back because he has been gone for a few months. So we went to a town a couple hours from where I live, and we went out to lunch, and we went to the mall. And inside a mall is a Barnes & Noble, which my whole family went, and we all bought books together. So it was pretty fun, and it was a really fun time. So to get on with the review, I'm going to read the back synopsis for you. Vi knows the rule. Girls don't walk with boys, and they never even think about kissing them. But no one makes Vi want to break the rules more than Zen, and since the Thinkers have chosen him as Vi's future match, how much trouble can one kiss cause? The Thinkers may have brainwashed the rest of the population, but Vi is determined to think for herself. But the Thinkers are unusually persuasive, and they've set on convincing Vi to become one of them. Starting by brainwashing Zen. Vi can't leave Zen in the Thinkers' hands, and she's weary of joining the rebellion, especially since that means teaming up with Jag. Jag is egotistical, charismatic, and dangerous. Everything Zen's not. Vi can't quite trust Zag, and she can't quite resist him, but she also can't give up on Zen. This is a game of control or be controlled, and Vi has no choice but to play. As I said before, this is the first installment of the Possession trilogy, and I am very somewhat good acquaintances / friends with her. I've known about this book since it was released. I follow her blog, and I follow her on Facebook. She's really, really awesome. She's very open. She's just a total sweetheart, and I loved the story that is attached to this book of how she really wrote this book. She read the Ugly series by Scott Westerfeld, which I don't think I'm going to read that series just because I have no interest in it. Even though it's dystopian and it's kind of popular, I just have no interest in it. Just saying. But she read that, and she's like, I want to write a book like this. And so that's kind of how this started. She just kind of worked out everything that she would want in her story, and out it came. This book does follow a main character named Vi, or her full name is Violet Schoenfeld. She lives in a world where the Thinkers control the population / the world, I'm guessing, or at least in the area this book is set in. This book is somewhat set, I'm guessing, around 500 to 1,000 years in the future, if I had to kind of just guess. This book is a very much technology-based world, they have things like e-cards and hoverboards and hovercrafts and all kinds of very futuristic technology-based things. They have really high-tech cell phones and holograms, and it's just such a cool, futuristic world. But there's always a catch to these kind of things. The world that Violet lives in is controlled by the Thinkers, and the Thinkers. This is a dystopian world with brainwashing. So everybody that lives in the main part of the city or the main part of this area is called the Good Grounds. There's the Good Grounds, which is where everybody lives, and then there's the Badlands. And the Badlands are people who are banished, that they don't plug in. What you don't plug in is there's a certain kind of brainwashing, a part of technology that you plug in every night to the new updates and rules to the society. There's a chip in your arm, or I believe so. It's been a while since I've read the beginning part of this book. I've been halfway through it for about a year, so if I don't get everything right, I do apologize. And you're just feeded this new information, and so this book has been greatly compared to the Match trilogy by Ali Kandi, which I am totally reading, by the way. I cannot wait for that one. But the Thinkers have chosen Zen to become Violet's future match, but she knows in her heart that they are going to be brainwashing him to be a part of their side and to not fight against the rebellion. The rebellion, of course, is a gang of people that they want to fight against the Thinkers. They want to fight against the society, against what they want, their goal is. There's an overall threat in this book of what are they planning, what is their main goal and point, and with a YA dystopian, there's always one of those in these kind of novels. And to me, it really points to so many fun interactions and so much world building. There wasn't as much world building as I would have liked for the first book of a trilogy, but I'm sure that is what she's planning on for the next 2 books in this series. And we have a whole band of really great characters. We have Violet, which is our main POV character, and then we have Zen, which is kind of Violet's match, or she really wants to kind of be with him, and then we have Jag Bakar. He is everything Zen is not, just like the synopsis says. He is very wild, free-spirited, but kind of, he doesn't hold his tongue on anything. He will tell you exactly what he thinks of you the moment he sees you. He's very kind of assholery in ways, but he owns his own personality, and he doesn't hide anybody from it. If I would have to describe Violet in one word, it would have to be angry. She really cannot stand the Thinkers, and she really can't stand the world that she lives in. I mean, honestly, who wouldn't? I mean, this is very unique in the dystopian genre to have brainwashing, so I think that is so cool. And it was just really, really interesting to see. But unfortunately, I didn't love this book as much as I would have liked. This was a 3 out of 5 stars for me. I absolutely loved the storyline, and I absolutely loved the characters, but there were little things about the plot, the world building, and the pacing of the novel that just didn't appease to me as well as I would have liked. It kind of was slow. I mean, this book is indeed action-packed. I will say that. There's a lot going on in a book that's really not that big. But I really enjoyed the story, and I am will most definitely be continuing this trilogy. The second book is called Surrender, and that is the cover of it, if you can see that. And then the last book is called Abandon, which I have both of those. But overall, I was disappointed in this in terms of a lot of things. There were a lot of situations that happened that I really just didn't understand, and I didn't understand why they had to be in there. I kind of felt like a little more editing could have been done just to make a couple of scenes a little bit more clear and kind of made a little bit more sense, because there's a couple of scenes in here that I was a little confused on, but maybe that's what she's waiting for the next 2 books to kind of clarify those things. So I'm not going to give up on this in the series. Despite my problems I did have with this book, this was a absolutely fantastic dystopian novel. So if you're really, really into dystopian reads, then I highly recommend this one. What also I really liked was the text is quite decent, and at the beginning of each chapter, it looks like this. I thought that was cool. I like the giant numbers, and it was just a really, really fun read. So I highly recommend this, and thank you for watching. I hope I said something that will convince you to please go get this. Just because I had some nitpicks about it doesn't mean you won't love it. It's a great book, and it has not very many great reviews on Goodreads, but despite the bad reviews, I highly recommend this story for anybody who loves young adult dystopian futuristic stories, because it was a really good one and it deserves so much more attention. But anyway, that is my review of Possession by Elana Johnson. I will try to get my review of the next 2 books in this series up in the next year at least, because I am on a binge. I really want to read all the dystopian books I have. So, awesome book. Elana, if you ever do watch this, thank you for writing such a fun, fast-paced dystopian world, and I cannot wait to see how the story evolves in the next 2 books. But that is my review for today, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.